Good morning everyone, and welcome back to our Autodesk Construction Cloud series. In this video, we're going to walk through how to create a custom review process inside of Autodesk Construction Clouds, specifically within Autodesk Docs. Review workflows are a powerful way to control and automate the review and approval of documents or drawings. By setting this up, teams can ensure consistent QA, clear responsibility, and have a full audit trail. This reduces the risk of any missteps or miscommunication along the way. We'll start by setting up our own custom review process inside Docs and the Review tab. From here, we can navigate to the settings on the right, and from there I want to create an approval workflow. Once this window is open, I'm able to create a sequential review process, including 1-step, 2-step, 3-step, or 4-step. Autodesk Docs also gives the option to create a parallel review process, meaning multiple people can review the drawings or the models at once. For this example, I want to use a sequential workflow, as I want the drawings to go from a designer to a senior engineer, then to a project manager for approval. From here, I'm able to give my workflow a name. We're able to give it a description as well. So as we said, we want this to be from the designer to the senior engineer to the project manager. After that's done, we need to select the initiator. This can be an individual user, or we have the option to select role. We're going to select road designer as the initiator and select all users within this role. From there, we then need to add the review type, which is a single viewer. In this case, we can control how much time they have, and we can select the reviewers. Here, we're going to go from roles again, and we're going to select the senior engineer and all users. The approver, the final step, is going to be from roles again. It's going to be the project manager, and I'm going to select all users. Once we have set all of the reviewers' names, we need to go down to check the status of the file review. Here we can see the approved status is going to add an icon. Next we have the rejection status, and this is essentially once we've pushed the drawings or the files through the workflow, we will get to see this status icon appear at the end of the drawing. Now, actions upon completion, we have a couple of options here. Firstly, we can choose to copy approved files to a different folder. So this can be any file in the review that is approved, or all files have been approved. So you might have a combined set of PDFs and there might be one that's rejected, so you just want to be careful of that. Again, we can choose where to copy these files to, so that might be we copy to a folder. This is just an example folder, a naming schema. It could be anything, right? Also, we have an option to update attributes on a drawing. So we could do, as an example, we could add in review status and hit OK. And then from there, we want to hit save. Once we hit save, we're able to see our stage approval workflow in our settings. From there, we want to navigate back to our reviews. We want to create a review. We are then prompted to select the drawings or the files that we want to provide the review on. I'm going to tick the files that I want to review. I'm going to hit create. From there, we're prompted to go to our stage approval, which we just created. From here, we need to add in the review name. So this might be stage approval concept design. It could be anything, right? And then we can see that if there's the files that we want to do, we can quickly remove some if we didn't want to add them in. We can also add some notes to the reviewers. From there, I'm just going to hit submit. And done. So you can see your review was created successfully. And then we can also notify other team members. So I'm just going to notify myself and hit save and hit send. Once a review has been saved, I'm then able to go into it And from here, I'm going to start my review. I'm then able to go through and look at my files. Once I'm in my files, I'm then able to start creating markups. We have options here to add if we want. We might add some text or markup. If we want to edit it, we could edit it. We don't want it to be transparent, that's fine. We have our markup here as well. Something that I wanted to highlight here is when we have our markups, we're able to go to the References tab. From the References, we're able to add a sheet, a file, RFI, forms, a submittal, or an asset to this comment. So this gives context to the markup. And so for this example, I'm going to give reference to the actual drawing file so someone can go back through and look at the file itself and understand what's inside of that file. There, I'm just going to hit close, and we can see up here we have a link to the file. Here I'm going to add a comment and say markups been made, and hit save or add. From here I'm going to say markup has been complete, yes. Comment here is no comments, looks good. I'm going to hit add and say yes, and for example I'm just going to push all these through. And from there we can go through and say we can see the version of the files, and we can see that one of them has markups. And once I'm done, I'm just going to hit submit my review. Review complete. Done. Once I've hit review complete, it pops up for the final review stage. Now it's going to notify the people that I've already pre-selected. I can choose to notify another person, so I'm just going to select myself again and say, can we please complete in the next 3 days? And I'm going to hit send. Now we can see we're in our initiate has been done, our initial review has been done, so now we're in our final review. So now I hit start. From here, we can go through and see the review status. So I'm going to say, check the comment that was done, markups have been made. So we're going to reject that one. From here, no comments, looks good. We'll hit approve, and I'm just going to approve all these other ones as well, just to make life easier. Again, if I wanted to, I could go back through and look at the markups to see what was actually done. Here, I can see the markup. I can see the references have been added. I can see the details that have been done. I might make my own comment on top of the markup and say, agree, please fix. And from there, I'm going to save, and looks good. So let's hit submit final review. Now, so from here, the final review is going to be closed. And so we can, all the team members that were invited to the session will be notified that the review session is now closed. And we might add a note there saying final review is complete. Hit submit. We can now see that the final review has changed from open to closed, and review number 4 has now been closed. Now that it's closed, I'm going to go look at the files and see what's happened. Firstly, we can go to the approved files, and we can see that the 4 files have been copied across. They now have the approved stamp next to them. But what happened to the file that was rejected? So the files that were rejected, if we come down here, we can see these are our original PDFs, and we can see the status of them. So the one that's been rejected, it's just this version of drawing that has been rejected. So what will happen if we push this to a new version, it will change the status back to 0 or dash dash, and we'll be able to push that through the review process all over again.